So you're thinking about going to a Comic-Con, or maybe you're thinking about taking your kids to a Comic-Con.
Well, a few years ago, we were in the same boat asking those same questions.
In today's episode, we're going to give you some great reasons along with some great tips to help you make a good decision for that. So let's roll the intro and let's get to it. All right, everyone, we're going to give you some great reasons and some great tips for why you should attend a Comic-Con and why you should take your kids to one of these events. But first, let's break down what a Comic-Con actually is.
So in today's Comic-Cons, it's a group of people coming together from all walks of life that are just there to have a good time. So it's people from movies, it's guests from comic books, from voice actors, professional wrestlers, etc. Just some celebrities that all come together in one place and some fans of theirs that want to go see them. For this last one, for instance, we got to hang out with John Heater for a little while, famous for being Napoleon Dynamite or Benchwarmers or Blades of Glory. And there's no way we'd have ever got a chance to meet him if it wasn't for attending one of these Comic-Con type events.
Absolutely, and great vendors too. There are a lot of really cool craftsmen, a lot of really cool vendors who sell things at these events that you don't find in a lot of other places. So really cool event. So one of the first reasons that we have that you should go to a Comic-Con and you should take your kids is that it's one of those events that you don't get to experience everywhere. It doesn't happen every day.
So we think it's really important that kids get to experience as many things as they possibly can while they're still with their parents. We know that they're going to go to school. We know that they're going to learn lots of things from that, where they're going to participate in sports or theater or whatever they want to do. But we want to give them as many opportunities to learn about different things as possible while they're still at home.
Absolutely. And something that we can do together that we don't get to do every day, why not? It's a great experience. It's a great thing to do together as a family. All right, and our second reason for attending a Comic-Con and taking your kids is that this is a type of event where there is so much kindness, there's so much camaraderie and support of each other. I think it's really cool how so many people choose to dress in costume for events like this, and they just love the costumes. They love seeing, oh my gosh, I love your costume, or oh my goodness, how'd you make your costume look like that? And even if they're wearing the same costume, it's not like there's jealousy there. It's more like, oh cool, I love how you did this with your costume, or what did you do to make your costume look like that? It was really, really cool seeing that. And then for your kids, I think it's really special if they choose to dress up. So many people make it special for the kids, and they'll be like, oh my goodness, it's the Pink Ranger, or oh my goodness, Batgirl. Let's get a picture with you and Batman, who is another person dressed like Batman there. And that's something that happened with us here at this last one, which was really neat and made our kids feel really special.
So that friendship and camaraderie is just something that's absolutely crazy to most people that's never been to one. But whenever you're there, you're all friends. Like, our kids can be walking around, they see a new friend, and then like 10 minutes later, they see that same friend, so then they start talking to them. They get to know them a little bit. They come from different walks of life, but it all presents an opportunity to get to know each other and learn how to make new friends. And it's one of those things that we've been to a bunch of these now, and we've never seen like someone be rude to someone else or someone refuse to take a picture with someone. Like, if I'm walking down the street on a regular day and someone asks to take a picture with me, I'm probably going to say no. But at the Comic-Con things, everyone's like, sure, absolutely, I'd love to take a picture with you. I love your costume. Can I get one too? Can you take one with my phone?
It's just a really cool, supportive environment, and the atmosphere there is one that is really unexplainable until you experience it. So that was our second reason, and I think it's a really good one.
It's an awesome one.
Our third reason for attending a Comic-Con and taking your kids with you is that it's a great event to let your kids' uniqueness, their creativity, their imagination really shine through.
Absolutely. So we believe in giving our kids a lot of experiences, and we want them to be unique. We don't want to tell them exactly who they are or what they're going to be when they grow up, but we want to give them opportunities to grow and be themselves.
Yeah. So a lot of people do like to dress in costume. Cosplay is a big thing at events like this. So outside of Halloween, there really aren't a whole lot of events that kids get to dress up, especially in public. And this event is really cool to let them do that. Let them pick out their own costumes. It makes it really special when they do, because like we said, there's so many people who want to take pictures with people who are dressed up. And then if you are knowing who the guests are or the famous people that are going to be there ahead of time, I think it's really cool if the kids want to dress similar to their characters, it makes it really special when they go to their booth and the actors and actresses are like, oh my goodness, it's the Pink Ranger. If they're a Power Ranger actor or actress, that's made it really special for Charlie, who's our 5-year-old. And John Heater, who we met in this last Comic-Con, he played Napoleon Dynamite. And there was a little boy and a girl that were dressed as Napoleon Dynamite and Deb. And when they went up to meet John, it made it a really special interaction because he was like, gosh, freaking idiots. And that was just so special. They exchanged these different monologues back and forth from the movie. And it was really cute, really special.
They were so cute. They're going to be in our video that comes out next Monday. Make sure you look for that. We did get permission for them to be in it, so that should be a good time.
Absolutely. So that third reason I think is a really cool one, that you can let your kids' uniqueness and their creativity, their imagination shine through.
We could keep telling you that kids enjoy this experience, or we could get some input from some real live kids that we just happen to have in our household. So we're going to bring in our kids at this point. Just know that these answers have not been pre-rehearsed. They've not had the questions ahead of time. We wanted to get their true, honest answers because we think it's important that we present this in an honest fashion instead of just some fake answer that we tell them to give you.
So fingers crossed that they don't say anything that they shouldn't on the camera, and we hope this goes well. Let's do this.
So welcome Charlie and Carson to the studio.
Let's go.
All right, question number 1. What is your favorite thing about going to Comic-Con, Charlie?
Spending time with my family.
Spending time with my family. Very manipulative and diplomatic answer. Carson, what's your favorite thing about Comic-Con?
Power Rangers.
The Power Rangers!
Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Question number 2. Who has been your favorite guest or famous person that you've met at a Comic-Con, Charlie? Catherine Sutherland, so the Pink Ranger. Carson, who has been your favorite guest that you got to meet?
Red Power Rangers.
The Red Power Rangers, so that's Austin St. John. We had some great interactions with them. We've actually got to see Austin twice. They're both super nice people, and we couldn't be happier that we've got to meet them. Question number 3. What costume has been your favorite costume that you've seen at a Comic-Con?
Batman!
The Batman that we took pictures with this time?
Yes!
Carson, what's your favorite costume that you've got to see?
Batman!
Batman also! We do love Batman. Question 4. If you could meet any guest or famous person at a future Comic-Con, who would you want to be?
Pretty much, I would rather be my dad.
You want to be your dad at Comic-Con. Interesting concept. Carson, who do you want to dress up as for Comic-Con?
Are you going to dress up as a princess? Do you want to be a different character? Who would you want to dress up as?
Princess.
You gonna be a Disney princess? Charlie, if you could meet a famous guest in the future, who would you want to meet? Any famous person that you could meet at a Comic-Con?
Pretty much it would be Pink Ranger.
You want to meet the original one, Amy Jo?
Yeah!
Okay. Carson, if you could meet any celebrity, who would that be?
That will be Batman.
You want to meet Batman? Let's go with Christian Bale. We love Christian Bale in this household. Christian Bale is the man. All right, girls, thank you so much for helping us out and showing you guys. Do you guys want to tell them anything about your time at Comic-Con?
Yep, that was an awesome time, and I loved it.
Our fourth reason for attending a Comic-Con and for taking your kids is that you can actually learn a lot from the experiences of the guests and the famous people who attend these types of events.
So just like anyone else that's made it in their industry, they have a lot of insight, they have a lot of information as to how others can do that. And it's just cool for our kids to listen to how hard some of these people had to work, what they had to do, what they had to sacrifice to get to the point where they're at now, and if it was worth it, if they're happy, all those things. And just as many people as we can have in front of our kids, telling them how hard it is to get what you want. If you really want it, though, you can go earn it and get it. And it's just one of those experiences that we're really glad that we have as a teaching moment for our children.
Absolutely. So a lot of these famous guests, whether they're actors, actresses, voice actors, they do these Q&A sessions. And through a lot of them, we've learned that if you want to be a voice actor, you have to do a lot of practicing with different types of voices. You really have to get used to improv. You have to get used to putting in hard work and long hours to improve your voice skills. And then for the actors and actresses, so many of them have attended many of those improv classes. They've attended many acting classes. They've been a part of multiple like flops in the film industry that they said that just made them learn, and it made them better actors or actresses. And so I think that's important for people, for kids to learn that not everything is going to end up the way that you want it to, but if you keep working hard and you keep on pursuing your dreams, that eventually they can come true. But it's not always easy. And I think that kids need to hear that. I think that people need to hear that. So truly, I think there's a lot that you can learn from the guests who are there. And they're just really funny people sometimes. So
they are. They're entertainers.
Absolutely. I personally really enjoy those Q&A sessions because they do allow anyone in the Comic-Con event to come up to the microphone and ask a question as long as it's within the time of their Q&A session. And I would say that those actors and actresses, voice actors, are very open. Like, there aren't many questions that they avoid. And if they do, it's for very good reasons, or maybe for legalities or legal reasons. So there's a lot that you can take from these actors and actresses and any of the guests who are there. I really think that's a good reason to go. All right, our fifth reason that you should go to a Comic-Con and take your kids is that it actually kind of closes this generation gap that we have, or that we've sometimes felt in life. It's a really cool thing. I don't know how to explain it. How would you explain it?
So for us, for instance, let's go with the Power Rangers. Like they talked about, they love the Power Rangers now. Well, that's because I love the Power Rangers when I was a kid. Jamie liked the Power Rangers when she was a kid. I was a Power Ranger for Halloween multiple times. I absolutely love the Power Rangers. I want to be a Power Ranger. Well, now it's coming back, and my kids are watching it. And Charlie's been watching it ever since she was 2 years old. She's wanted to be a Power Ranger. That's why she got into martial arts. She goes to martial arts classes. She has for 2.5 years now. She loves the Power Rangers. So anytime we're going to one of these Comic-Cons, we're actually looking for Comic-Cons that have one of the Power Rangers that she doesn't have an autograph or she hasn't met yet. And so it becomes one of those things that bridges our generational gap. We both get to enjoy something from my childhood, from her childhood, from Carson's childhood. So it's just one of those things where we're all coming together.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that you notice at events like this that there are people who might be older that are dressing up in these costumes. There are younger people who are dressing up in the same type of character costume. And so when we say it closes the generation gap, I think that that's very true. And they're all supportive of each other. They don't really see age as an issue, or that, oh, you can't dress up as this person because you're younger or you're older or you're this kind of person. Everyone supports each other. It's a very fun environment. It's a very supportive environment, lots of camaraderie. Closing that generation gap is something that you're definitely going to see here. And I think that that's very special about an event like a Comic-Con.
Yeah, we think these Comic-Cons and like how streaming services are now, where stuff that was popular when we were young, our kids actually get to watch them. We don't have to go get a VHS like when we were kids. We don't have to find something, some way for them to watch it. It's just, oh, look, I love this when I was a kid. And if you have kids like ours, they're like, oh, I want to see what it is. If you liked it when you were a kid, I want to see it. And then they're like, I love it too. And so it's one of those things where we get a bond with our kids. And even though it was something from our childhood, it's coming back and it's cool again.
Very cool. I like that. Our sixth reason for attending a Comic-Con and taking your kids is the unique merchandise and the really cool vendor booths that you can find at an event like this. Because there's so much stuff there for sale that you're not going to find in other places. There are tons of different types of craftsmen. There are different vendors who sell maybe, there's lots of different artwork. There are a lot of different vendors who might sell, there's like these swords, like samurai swords. There's different types of video game type stuff. Oh my goodness. Paul found something that he is actually very proud of that I'm sure we'll probably see more of in our videos because he is obviously loving it.
Absolutely. These things can have any message on them. So like and subscribe. Anyways, the artists there can do one-of-a-kind works. They can take orders from you. They can do all sorts of things. We think the pricing at these are actually pretty reasonable. You would expect them to be super high or way overpriced, but they actually haven't been in our experience. These glasses, for instance, were way cheaper than I expected. Otherwise, I would not have purchased them, but now they're part of the Branson fam forever, right?
Right. And we actually have a lot of artwork that we have found at events like this because some of them are one of a kind. Some of them you can't find anywhere else. And I would say the artists there are very, very talented. You're not going to find anything that was just someone they picked up off the street. It's talented artists who a lot of times are doing artwork according to the artists and the actors and actresses who might be there. A lot of really great anime type artists there as well. So if you're interested in art and seeing other people's talents and purchasing things like that, this is the place.
And they have other things as well. You know, they have board games, they have video games, they have other things that you can purchase. Like she said, though, the coolest things for us are the things that are unique that you can only buy when you're at like one of these events or you get in touch with people that are capable of making things that you won't find very many places.
For sure. And some of them do take orders while you're there. So they might not be able to sketch up your artwork while you're still at the Comic-Con, but you can place an order and let them know what you're looking for or what you might want them to sketch up and send to you. And I think that's really cool that you actually get to speak with the artist that's going to be doing your artwork. And if you're ordering online, you don't always get that type of interaction. So it's actually really neat. I appreciate that about events like this. And I think you would too.
Yeah, the vendors are actually the first thing that I check out whenever we go to one of those Comic-Cons. It's not to go meet some guest. It's to look at the merchandise, see what's there, and kind of like form a plan of what we might be getting for our kids because we usually let them get one item and one item only.
Yep. So these Pokemon stuffies, those are definitely from our Comic-Cons. And we enjoy just having that memory, letting the kids pick out something that is going to be a memory for them of this event or this time that we had together as a family. So definitely check out those vendor spaces, check out the craftsmen that are there. I think that's a really cool thing about Comic-Cons, and I hope you enjoy it too. Our seventh reason for attending a Comic-Con and for taking your kids is that this is a time and this is an event that you can make lifetime memories. Whether it's just for you or your group that you're with or for you and your kids, it's something really special and it's something that you're going to remember together.
Our favorite one, especially for Charlie, is when she met Catherine Sutherland, who is the Pink Ranger. We actually saw her a few times throughout the Comic-Con. We saw her at her booth, then we saw her at the Q&A session. Charlie asked a question, then they brought Charlie on stage with them, picked her up, had a picture with her, and then we saw them in the hotel lobby. We got to talk to him for a little bit. And then Catherine actually called Charlie over when we were going by her booth. She called her over and she gave her this action figure. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says, "To the sweetest girl in Arkansas, Charlie.
You stole my heart."
You stole my heart.
It was so special. And Charlie still looks at this in the shadow box and she totally remembers that happening and how special it was, not only for her, but for us as parents to see that and to see their interactions together. I don't know if I'll ever forget that. I don't think I will.
And we're forever thankful to Kat for being such a wonderful person and making that memory for our kid. Like, she didn't have to do that. We didn't pay her for this. She gave it to her. It was so kind of her, and she's just such a good person, and stuff like that happens. And you're never going to have opportunities to interact with people that you looked up to unless you go to stuff like this. Like, you're just not going to see them walking down the street someday.
And if you do, it's probably not as cool. So definitely go to a Comic-Con, make those lifetime memories, make those memories for you, make them for you and your kids, for your family. It's a great thing. And we think that anyone and everyone should at least give it a try and experience it at least once.
So for us, the Branson fam, until our next adventure, we'll catch y'all later.